They make me sick. Hey, let's see. How do we do it? See who's all here. I gotta get my avatar or my little joint right here. And also, I haven't figured out how to get my. You know how crazy it's gonna be if I'm able to get my interface. Here, let's go full screen. My interface, like in here, like you'll be able to see like me pull up box rec and all that shit in this box. That's what I'm working on. We're trying to get to that. We're gonna be killing the Zoom calls. Look at Gail. She gonna come in here with her little background. Think she better than everybody. I'm just messing with you, Gail, but still.
All right. Looks like Eddie is here now. I'll toss it to Eddie Hearn.
Hey, let's go to speaker view.
Thank you, Greg. Are you ready for me to go?
Oh, yeah. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Greg. I'm actually at a charity fishing tournament before I come into the fight camp bubble in a few hours. So excuse the surroundings. But what a fight card we got on Saturday. We're unquestionably the biggest card since the lockdown has eased and since boxing has returned. We've seen some great shows from fight camp. We've seen some great shows around the world, but none like what we're about to see as we close off fight camp on Saturday live on DAZN. Of course, we have Dillian Whyte against Alexander Povetkin, with the winner of that fight becoming the mandatory challenger to Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury. But we also have the rematch of one of the best fights I've ever seen, not just one of the best women's fights I've ever seen, but one of the best fights I've ever seen in Katie Taylor against Delphine Persoon. That first fight, 20,000 people on their feet at Madison Square Garden. This week, we're at Matchroom Square Garden in a very unique environment, behind closed doors at the Matchroom headquarters for unquestionably the biggest fight in women's
Yeah, this
boxing.
is live.
Katie Taylor is the biggest star in women's boxing, and women's boxing is on absolute fire right now. Great fight between Breakhouse and McCaskill at the weekend with the upset. Shannon Courtney against Rachel Ball on the Friday. Terry Harper against Natasha Jonas the week before. It's in such a wonderful place, and this fight now emerges as one of the biggest fights in boxing, not just women's boxing. And we're absolutely thrilled to be putting this event on from the UK, and of course streamed with our exclusive US partners DAZN and around the world in their territories as well. So back over to you, Greg, for questions for the undisputed lightweight champion of the world.
I got to do a better job.
If you can, if anyone has a question, you could just raise your hand, and we can get going here.
What question do you want me to ask? Chat. For Eddie or Katie. I'm trying to figure out.
Hi.
I can throw it to Martin. Yeah, you could jump in, Martin.
Hi, hello. I'm Martin, Belgian newspaper. Delphine has been a little bit provoking you last week and before, but you always react so very, very cool at it. Aren't you? Eddie Hearn said you're a little bit boiling inside. Is that what you? Is that your character, or how do you feel about it? Because you seem from the outside very calm and cool, but are you also from the inside?
No, I think I'm a very, very, very calm and composed person. So I wouldn't really take too much notice of what people are saying or what Delphine is saying. I know that this is going to be a fantastic fight and a great fight, and I'm prepared for this. I love these kind of fights. This is what I'm in boxing for, to be involved in the biggest fights possible. So I'm very, very excited about Saturday night.
Yep. Another question. It was an amazing fight last year. Eddie says maybe it will be even better. What do you expect? Do you think this will be the toughest fight you ever fought, or how do you look forward to that?
Yeah, I'm definitely prepared for a tough 10-round fight. I hope it's not as exciting as the first one, but it is going to be a very, very exciting fight because it's two fighters who believe that they're going to win the fight, and that's what always makes a great fight, when there's two fighters actually believe that they can win. And this is the biggest fight in women's boxing right now, one of the biggest fights of boxing. So it is going to be a very, very exciting fight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to send a chat question. I don't know how to raise hand.
Mark Lelinwala, you can jump in here.
Hey, Katie, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going? How are you?
What was it about critics who actually felt like the fight was a lot closer, and that some actually believed that she beat you, that particularly irked you, that particularly annoyed you? Because I feel like for this fight in particular, it got to you a bit, right? Is that accurate?
I wouldn't say it got to me. I think I knew straight away after the first fight that there was going to be a rematch because of how close the fight actually was. But I think regardless of whether you win or lose a fight, there is going to be criticism from someone. So I've learned over the years not to take too much notice of what people are actually saying. But I want to be involved in the biggest fights, and that's why this fight is happening again. But I knew straight away because of how close the fight actually was, there was going to be a rematch, and just because of how exciting the fight was as well. These are the fights that people want to see. So I'm very, very excited about Saturday night, and I'm looking forward to putting on a great performance.
She has a style that kind of like muddies up a fight. When you face a fighter like that, what do you have to do in the rematch to make it even that much more decisive, more clearer to judges' eyes, if it goes that route?
Probably. I'm not too sure. It is definitely a very, very awkward style. It's a style that's probably hard to look good against at times as well. But I am prepared for this. I've gotten the best of sparring over these last few months, and I just think I probably have to be a bit smarter this time around and be a bit more disciplined.
My last thing, Katie, is obviously this is the only fight that is in front of you, but your thoughts on McCaskill and Breakhouse the other night, and just the prospects of facing McCaskill in a rematch.
Obviously my focus is purely on Saturday night, and I'm not looking past anyone but Persoon. But I'm open to fighting anyone, and congratulations to Jessica on a fantastic performance, and she is the undisputed welterweight champion right now, and to be a reigning champion like Cecilia was a fantastic achievement. So another great fight for women's boxing, but my focus is just purely on Persoon, and then after that fight we can talk about the next fight, I suppose. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Katie.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mark. I'm going to throw to Gail for the next question, and then Terrell will be after that.
I'm Terrell.
Good morning, Katie. Gail Falkenthal from Community.
Look at her with her
News out here on
background.
the West Coast in California. So it's fun to have breakfast with you all this morning.
Yeah.
You mentioned in a statement that was sent out yesterday that you're going to be more disciplined in this fight. Could you explain a little more what you meant by that?
I think I guess in the first fight I just got dragged into the fight a bit too much. It's probably in my character a bit too much that I love to fight. I love to stand there and fight, but sometimes it's not always the smartest option. So I think I just have to be a bit more disciplined and just use my boxing brain a bit more in this fight. So yeah, that's probably that's what I meant by that.
And it does seem during this pandemic that many of the top women have really stepped forward for some great fights. Do you see that perhaps you've all seized this opportunity and taken it to your advantage to get in front of fans at a time when they don't have a lot of other top fights to watch just yet?
I think so. I think during this pandemic, you really have to take it and make the most of these opportunities. And we don't really know what's around the corner right now with this pandemic. So I think when these fights become available, you have to jump on them. And this is why we're in boxing for. I'm in boxing to be involved in the biggest fights possible. And when these fights are made available, I want to jump at them. And regardless of whether there's a crowd there or not, I think to be involved in the biggest fights is what we're all training for.
Thank you so much, Katie. I see Eddie is sitting there. I have a question for him if he is still available. Hasn't dropped his line in the water.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Eddie. It's similar to what I just talked with Katie about. Do you see that the women have really stepped forward to make the big fights and seize the advantage during this pandemic where perhaps some of their male counterparts have not?
Yeah, honestly, like, it's so refreshing in women's boxing where genuinely the best want to fight the best. I mean, it was only, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, where, Amanda Serrano decided she didn't want to fight Katie Taylor. And it was one phone call to Katie Taylor about Delphine Persoon and one phone call to Delphine Persoon. And the fight was done. A little bit of money talk, but there seems to be, a real desire to create a legacy and fight the best. And listen, that's always been the case with Katie Taylor. Since the day that I met her, she's just been purely driven to be the greatest she can be, to be the undisputed champion and to make her mark on the sport. But everybody's following suit. People are trying to unify. People are trying to become undisputed. People are trying to move up weight divisions to get the biggest fights possible. And I think there's incredible momentum now with women's boxing. And you are right, through the pandemic, all kinds of opportunities are created in many different ways. And I think one for women's boxing where, you saw Michaela Meyer headline a card on ESPN the other day. You saw Terry Harper over here headline a card on Sky Sports and DAZN. So, Brackhouse and McCaskill last week, and now the biggest of them all, Taylor against Persoon. So it's a fantastic run for women's boxing, and we're backing it more than ever.
Thanks so much, Eddie. And we could argue that Harper Jonas was the fight of the year so far. Certainly the pandemic fight of the year. Thank you all. Good luck, Katie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, and we can throw it to Terrell next.
How you doing, Katie? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, Terrell. Thank you.
All right. First and foremost, good luck this weekend. And I have a question from a chat. We're on a live stream right now. So this is from Unrivaled Boxing Talking News. He says, ask Katie if she's worked on any physical strength more in this camp as a tactic to deal with Delphine's physical aggression.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've been over in Connecticut since January training for originally the Amanda Serrano fight. Obviously that fell through, so it has been a very, very long camp. But it was a great opportunity for me to actually build and to improve on a few things. And one of those things was actually, I definitely feel like I've gotten a lot stronger over these last few months. That's one of the things I definitely have worked on and improved on. So hopefully that will come true on Saturday night.
Final question. What can you do in this rematch to make sure that not only are you an undisputed champion, but make sure that you can win this fight undisputed and make sure you leave no shadow of a doubt that you can beat her now and even if there is a third fight?
Yeah, I mean, I feel I definitely the last fight was obviously very, very exciting, but probably a bit too exciting for my liking. I want to clear any doubts on Saturday night, and I definitely have to be a bit smarter and probably be a bit more disciplined, as I said before. But I have prepared for this kind of fight. I've been training hard over these last few months, and I'm very, very excited about the fight.
All right, thank you. Good luck on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you, Terrell. Okay, we'll throw it to Jake Donovan next.
I got another question.
Hey,
my bad.
I just want to have one question for you. One thing that kind of gets lost is, with your legacy, you've done so many firsts. You're actually the first female to ensure that there's always full random drug testing for every single fight that you do. How important has it been for you to make sure that, no matter who fights you, they have to be prepared to stick a needle in the arm in order to step team in the ring?
Yeah, I think that's very, very important. I think just for boxing as a whole, it is so important to have that in place. Boxing is a tough enough sport, and if a boxer is taking performance enhancing drugs, stepping into the ring, I always feel like that is disgraceful, really, because you have the potential to really hurt your opponent, regardless of whether you're on drugs or not. So, it is very, very important to have that in place for every single fight. Especially the top fights when actually you're fighting against champion a lot of times. So it is very important to have that in place.
Okay, great. That was my only question. I'll let everyone else get in turn. Thank you so much, Katie. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, great. I'll throw it to Danny Flexen next.
Hi, Katie. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, Danny. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. You talked earlier the Amanda
What the hell
Serrano
happened?
fight was originally the scheduled clash. and got replaced by Delphine Persoon.
Tech difficulties.
Which
Hold
one
on.
would you say is the more high-profile clash, and which is the tougher challenge?
I probably would say that the Amanda Serrano fight was probably the bigger profile match, but Persoon is probably the harder fight of the two of them. But yeah, I mean,
Hold on. Tech
both
difficulties.
girls are great fighters, and I was prepared for a tough fight for either one. But
All right, here we go.
yeah, obviously, when the Serrano fight fell through, I was delighted to see that Persoon fight was available. And as I said before, I want to be involved in the biggest fights possible. This is why I'm in this 4-4, and these are fights that I was born for. So I just can't wait for another big fight tonight. Just a fantastic performance.
And talking of being in the biggest fights possible, which is of course a laudable objective, we've just seen Cecilia Brækhus fall to Jessica McCaskill. We saw Terry Harper struggle with Natasha Jonas. That looks like a rematch almost certainly, with unfinished business there. Beyond Persoon, and I know you don't want to look too far past that fight, where do you see the big fights for you coming in the next 1 to 2 years with those guys kind of otherwise engaged?
I think there's huge fights out there for all of us. I think that's why in and around the lightweight division there's quality girl after quality girl. So there's a lot of great fights available for me. But as I said, I'm just focused purely on Saturday night. We can talk about the future after Saturday, but there's huge fights out there available for me.
Best of luck on Saturday night, Katie. Thank you.
I was saying.
And now I'll throw to Keith Idek from Boxing Scene.
Hi, Katie. I was just wondering what you specifically thought of the fight between McCaskill and Brækhus, and who did you think won?
I'm hungry,
watch the
man.
fight, to be honest, but yeah, I mean, obviously Jessica was the underdog going into the fight. I did originally think that Cecilia might outbox her, but I'm not really hugely surprised that Jessica beat her. I think Jessica's obviously a great fighter. She has the potential to hurt any of her opponents. She has a big punch, and that's why she was able to step up in that weight division and cause problems. So, yeah, I mean, it was a great performance, I'm sure, from Jessica, and she's now the undisputed welterweight champion. So, congratulations to her.
I know you don't want to look ahead, Katie, but by Brækhus losing, it obviously took a great option off the table for you and what could have been the biggest fight in women's boxing history. Maybe I know you could fight McCaskill also, but can you speak to the Brækhus fight just not being available to you in the future, in the immediate future, anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, regardless of if Brækhus is there or not. There's huge fights out there available for me, so I'm not really. I haven't really thought too much about it, to be honest. I don't really care who I fight. I just want to be, as I said, I just want to be involved in the biggest fights. I want to create a great legacy, and I want to fight great champions, and I want to just continue to bring home the belts and be involved in the biggest fights possible.
Katie, what do you think was a fair score of your first fight against Persoon?
I actually didn't score the fight, but obviously a lot of people had me winning, a lot of people had her winning, but nobody can deny that was a very, very close fight, and that's why the rematch is happening again. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to clearing any doubts, I guess, on Saturday night.
Beyond fighting a more disciplined fight, was there anything, any other things that you're going to do, without giving away your game plan, of course, that you'll do differently, or how you're approaching this fight differently than the first fight?
I guess, yeah, I don't really. I just want to go in and produce a performance I know I'm capable of. But I suppose I obviously won the first fight, but I was disappointed with my performance, and people are still yet to see the best of me. So I'm looking forward to producing a career best performance on Saturday night.
Thank you, Katie. I just have a question for Eddie, if he's still there.
Yep, I'm here.
Eddie, what are your thoughts? Obviously, Brækhus losing takes that fight away for the time being anyway. What were your thoughts on her losing to McCaskill?
I thought it was a very tight fight. I think it depends what you liked. I thought the crisper punching, came from Brackhouse in that fight. But as always, the work rate came from Jessica McCaskill. She's absolutely relentless. And I think, you could definitely argue she deserved the victory. So it was a big shock. I think to the wider audience, I think to people in boxing that know both fighters, Cecilia was the favourite, but Jessica was certainly not out of the race there. And, there may end up being a rematch for that fight in November, December. There's so much on the line for Katie on Saturday. As a team, we haven't talked too much about what's next. The focus is on winning on Saturday and making sure she remains the undisputed champion, because you saw last Saturday, everybody talking about Brackhouse against Taylor, and all of a sudden the wheels came off, so it's very important to stay focused on the task at hand this weekend.
Eddie, I don't know if you've had a chance to speak to Cecilia or anyone from her team, but she sort of seemed like, she didn't say she was retiring, but she sort of seemed like she might be leaning that way. Do you expect her to fight again?
Yeah, I think it's very raw at the moment, isn't it? I think people can say things after. It certainly sounded like it could be a potential retirement speech, but some of the conversations with Tom Loeffler make me think she may fancy the rematch for that fight. So it's early days, but I guess we'll catch up with her this week and obviously respect any decision and support her 100%, whatever she decides to do.
Thanks, Eddie.
Terrell, you had a question for Eddie as well, correct?
Yes. Eddie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Question. So speaking for myself, I'm just getting back into the loop with boxing. So I'm just catching up with the news and everything. So can you tell us exactly what, of course, the best way you can, what happened with the Serrano fight and if it can be revisited in the future?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what happened. So, it was always a stress to try and get this fight over the line. Katie Taylor had wanted this fight for a long, long time. And there was always things that we had to do and promise to get this fight delivered. First of all, it was to give Amanda Serrano a vacant world title shot, another one at Madison Square Garden. She won that fight via knockout in the first round. Then we had to give her the Heather Hardy fight after that at Madison Square Garden. She won that fight. And then we were due to make the fight again for May. And she said, first of all, I need another warm-up fight. So we got that warm-up fight in Miami. That was an 8-round fight. We also paid her an advance on her money to fight Katie Taylor, and still she decided not to take that fight. There was a conversation between myself and Lou DiBella, saying, do I think she'd take less money for this fight? He quickly told me absolutely not. We remained in line with the contract. We offered her her full purse. We gave her a new date, and she decided to try and go on a reality TV show instead, which we quickly had to act on as well. So it was hugely disappointing, not just because we didn't get this chance to see Serrano against Taylor, but because of all the things we had to do to get her the fight in the first place. I felt a little bit conned, if you like, by giving her all these fights and these warm-up fights and these advances and stuff like that. So very disappointing, but I'm just so happy we have a fight that has much more attention in Taylor Persoon too, because we've seen what happened in the first fight. So they deserve a huge amount of credit. And we'll see what Amanda does in the future. Right now, I think the way I feel, I think probably Katie feels the same way, is that we feel that, that we've wasted so much time on that fight over the years. We just want to focus on the fights that are possible and the fights that don't disrupt Katie Taylor's career.
All right. Thank you.
Gavin, you have a question for Katie.
Yeah, cheers.
Damn.
Apologies, Katie, you haven't gotten rid of me yet.
That sounds bad, like really bad.
I know, ahead of the last fight with Persoon, there was an undisputed title.
No, legit. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. I'm not even lying.
I think among boxing fans or even sports fans and probably media as well was to compare it to 2012 in your Olympic final. Kind of the questions you were getting were where does it equate to it, and is it as big and so on? Is it as significant? And apologies that I'm kind of doing it again in a way, but just within the context, I guess, of this being a rematch and the fact that the first fight was so close. It seems as though for a few years people were talking about,
why does that shit keep popping up?
Enough jeopardy in your fights that you were winning quite easily, and suddenly you're going into a fight where if you were to lose, which is something I'm sure you're not contemplating, so many people in the world of boxing are going to be like, yeah, she wasn't what she was made out to be. She probably lost the first fight as well. Persoon is just better. Like, do you feel the kind of added jeopardy to this one? There's kind of a legacy on the line here without meaning to put you under too much pressure.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I go into every fight knowing that there's a lot to lose, I guess, and I want to secure my legacy, and I want to be the best of all time. And
I don't ever keep no snacks in the house, man.
They're going to secure my spot as the best of all time. So these are the fights that I was born for. These are the fights that I absolutely want. And the first fight was very, very close. And obviously the second fight, I hope to clear any doubts and to win a lot more convincingly. And this is what I've trained for really since that fight.
A man
Since the
needs his
first fight
snacks.
happened, and I've been in Connecticut training for a huge fight since January. So I feel more than ready for this. And as I said, these are the kind of fights that I absolutely want, and these are the kind of fights that I love.
When you win a fight like this, particularly in June when it was so close, and probably even going back to that Ochagava fight in 2012 as well, how much of it is about actually kind of enjoying it, or how much of it is relief? Because like you've built it up so much in your own head, obviously, in preparation for it. Is it kind of a sense of relief to have gotten over the line, or can you actually enjoy the moment?
Yeah, I think it's probably a bit of both, really. It's relief and joy when you win a huge fight like this. I can't say that. I mean, the fight week is always a very busy week with interviews and press conferences and stuff like that. But the thing that I look forward to most is the actual fight itself. And as I said, I've been training for months for a huge fight, and I just can't wait to step in there and produce, as I said, a career best performance.
I interviewed this woman 3 times. The only UK fighter I ever did that with.
The fact that you had several rematches in your amateur career, I mean, you would have fought some opponents probably 7-8 times by the end of it, and high caliber opponents at that. Whereas with Persoon, she had a rematch or two earlier in her professional career, but doesn't have that amateur background. Do you think that actually might be an advantage for you in the sense that previously in your career, you would have had to adapt based on having fought someone previously? Like, you would have had the kind of insight of having fought them.
But I didn't have breakfast this morning, Lazarus. What do you want me to do?
A couple of amendments to make it a little bit easier.
I'm starved to death, man.
Quite had that opportunity to do so probably as much as you in your career.
Yeah, I think it's always good for each fighter. We've obviously already experienced each other's style in the ring, and like you said, you can adapt and you can adjust. And I am very, very used to that, as you said. But I guess it can be an advantage for both of us. We have seen each other already. We went 10 rounds together in a war in last year, so we have seen a lot of each other, and I'm sure we both made adjustments.
I know she's Irish. All right, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's what boxing is all about. And as I said before, you have 2 fighters who are who really believe that they're going to win this fight. That's why this is going to be such a fantastic fight.
Thanks, Katie. Best of luck.
Y'all some nitpicking assholes, man. Y'all make me sick.
This is just a last call. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand or message me directly if you don't have that option. I'll throw to Andy now for a question.
Hi, Katie. Obviously going into the fight with Delphine this time round, what do you expect from her? What do you think she will bring? Do you expect it to be a similar style to the first fight? Or do you think she will look to adapt and change to how you guys previously fought?
I thought that was Umar Ifel Umar.
You're probably going to see a similar style to what we've seen before. She's very rugged and very aggressive and relentless, and that's what I expect on Saturday night. It's going to be a very, very high-paced fight, I think, but as I said, I'm ready and prepared for that kind of fight.
So Ireland is not in the UK?
Well, now you was originally preparing for Amanda before all of that happened, and now Delphine stepped in. Delphine, I don't really know what her backstory is, whether she was training or not, preparing for a fight. But do you feel that you do have that extra advantage with, a bit more preparation time to get ready for this fight? And do you think that will pay dividends come this Saturday?
Well, I don't think. I think she, as a professional boxer, you should be in the gym all the time anyway. Where we are, this is what we do, and she had plenty of time herself. I think she had 7 weeks.
No bullshit. He got the Umar IFL cut.
She got the call, so we're both going into the fight 100% prepared on Saturday night. So, may the best boxer win.
Thanks, Katie.
Yeah, thank you.
Y'all know this guy? Who's this kid?
Right, I'm not
I don't know him.
one in the queue here, but if for some reason technology is prohibiting you, please jump in now if you have any final questions. All
No,
right,
I'm
then
cool.
We'll let you go, Katie. Thank you very much. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Good luck on Saturday night.
Thanks so much.
Well, so why y'all making shit so fucking confusing?
Everyone, you can just hang on the line. We'll have Delphine in a few moments, just kind of shuffling to get everyone in position. So you could just hang on here.
Y'all know I'm LDBC, right? I'm LDBC now. I've been LDBC for like 3 weeks. They let me in. LDBC. I'm up in there. Oh, he boxing social? I like boxing social. I thought this man right here in the middle, I thought that was Adam Smith. I'm not getting into politics with you guys, man. Some of y'all ain't shit. All y'all do is start trouble. I come here early in the morning to get you these streams. Y'all don't even like the damn video. Some of y'all make me sick. You know that? Some of y'all are low. Like, and I consider some of you friends, but I be thinking like, why am I friends with these people, man? They are so low, you know? But you're my boys though. MC. So we're waiting for Delphine Persoon to join, and then after will be Alexander Povetkin. White is not on this Zoom call. And yes, this is live. Y'all do make me sick though, some of you. You know, T Street won't lie to you. T Street tell y'all the truth. And some of y'all porn and like porn degenerates and bigots. Oh, you know? But you're my boys though. MC. So my bad, I was checking something. YouTube changed like the live dashboard. It's like, why would y'all do that? You're always trying to change some shit, man. Always change the shit around. And what's up with this blue font? I'm like, what's up with that? Looks ugly, man. Yeah, we're all friends. I can't read what your name is because that blue font. Let me see if I can change that. Let me see. Let's go full screen. See if I can see it better. YouTube always messing around with something. I am in the LDBC. How dare I am LDBC. You tripping? I've been LDBC like 3 weeks. We had like a talk, and we had a talk, and there's like, all right, bro, you cool, you can come on in. And I was like, oh shit, LDBC. Damn, what's some LDBC shit? Oh yeah, Lions only. And oh yeah, Fury gloves, they were tampered. See? I'm LDBC. Fury gloves were tampered. You heard it here first. The young Pharaoh told us. Fury had the floppy gloves. LDBC. Thank you, Al Heyman. PBC for life. But yeah, I wonder what's taking them so long. Where you at, Delphine? Where you at? She's due to be on the call at 9:15, so it's a little early. It's 10:09. But so far, things are running smoothly. So yeah, Katie Taylor ended her portion of the call, and Eddie Hearn tore Amanda Serrano an asshole, a new one. Brand spanking new asshole, he tore her. So yeah, BKB has signed Paige Van Zandt, and they have a press conference at 2 p.m. Eastern. I might stream that. I cannot wait to see Paige Van Zandt get her face smashed in, win or not. Take my motherfucking money. And the fight week schedule for the PBC and Top Rank fights should be out today. So there's likely a media call and or Zoom press conference, another one of these tomorrow and Thursday. It's going to be busy. So I'm probably going to be streaming every day this week. But it does feel good to be back in the boxing groove. I'm just trying to get these boxing videos out so I can get my other content out, man. I've been working on it for years, and it's finally here. It's crazy. I'm about to start uploading some dark shit to the channels, bros. Y'all been warned. Some dark-ass documentaries and all that. And scandals. Like it's a big-ass family court scandal about to happen. Going down as we speak. We're waiting on, this is intermission. Katie Taylor left about 5 minutes ago or whatever. You're going to have to rewind if you want to see hers. And we're waiting on Persoon now. The time is up at the left side of the screen. She's supposed to be here at 10:15 a.m. It's 10:11 right now. And then Povetkin at 11 a.m. White is not on their Zoom call. Eddie Hearn was here too. Oh, man. So we're just chilling, waiting for everybody to, everything to start up. In the meantime, let's see. Let's go head over to Fight Camp. But yeah, basically, Eddie Hearn said that Amanda Serrano scammed him. Like they scammed him. Got all these fights, got paid, and then didn't fight. Like, that's crazy. I like Persoon. That was some sad shit, seeing her walk out that building crying and all that. Because you can tell she's a hard woman. And seeing somebody just break down like that, I was like, damn. It's fucked up. I was at that fight, and then I left. Got my ass on a bullet train. I was home quick. So yeah, when she gets here, she's gonna pop up on this screen right here. This is at Fight Camp. So this is their,
Hey, just a quick update. We should have Delphine in the next few minutes. She's just wrapping up another interview, and she'll be right on with us. So thank you for your patience.
Yeah, so there's something else that was going on with Matchroom this morning. There was something else that was going on. So I don't know exactly what. I think it was like a media something. But I missed that joint because it was like real early in the morning, UK time. So which means I would have had to been streaming like fucking 6 o'clock in the morning or some shit like that. No way. I've done it before, but in case of the day, no way. So what are you guys up to? You excited for Sean Porter versus Sebastian Formella? I got Sean Porter losing this weekend. No, I don't. Don't tell nobody I told you that. No, I don't. I'm just saying I got Sean Porter losing this weekend. I think that Sebastian Formella is going to dance the night away and outbox Sean Porter. And no, I'm not drunk. Don't tell nobody I told you that shit though. I watched some tape on this Formella guy, yo. Now, Horn versus Zeus is supposed to be happening, but I learned some inside scoop on Jeff Horn shit, so let's just hope everything cool for next week. But don't nobody got the corona. Everything's going good. I'm going to be here next week covering that fight. We're doing a fight week preview likely tomorrow, and then the fight week festivities at the media workout. If they, the press conference we're streaming, weigh in, all that shit. It's like a big week for that, We could have been there if my colleague, and I keep forgetting where he's from, basically he couldn't go to Townsville because like the quarantine, he can't, like they fucked it up. So anyway. Nah, you know what? I can't drink like I used to. I used to be able to get it down. Remember that, the old days, guys? Let me tell you something. 2 beers, I'm done. I'm done. And then you feel so bad after you do it. Yeah, Sebastian Fundora is taking on Nathaniel Gallimore. I like that fight. I used to be able to drink my ass off, and now, like, I be passed the hell out. Like, I be sitting there, like, my 2 beers and shit, my 2 IPAs, and I'm like, we gotta go home and go to sleep, babe. You see, I'm ready to pass out. What's a good old piss up? What's that mean? I used to be done. Now I just, okay, 3 beers. My thing is this: I'll have 2 beers and I'll have like a regular drink, and then nope. Nope. Can't do it no more. Ugh. Just thinking about it. Especially, ugh. You ever get like that? Like you drunk so much when you were younger that like when you get older, it's just like, you know? Can't do it. Like my birthday's coming up. And my girl, she like, yo, we gonna finally get you fucked up. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I like Goose. That's my shit. Goose IPA. That's my shit. You know, but even a 6.7, like 6.7 IPA, two of them, I'm like grooving. Yeah, I saw Mally Vera. Of course, I did a video, mate. Watch my videos. Now we're gonna do a separate stream on the Charlo situation, likely later on this evening. That's a whole different video. And plus, I got to get my my previews out. Now I'm gonna be 37, the big 37, mate. The big 37. You know who else the same age? Me and Timothy Bradley came out the womb the same day. Ain't that crazy? We like blood brothers and shit, and we both bald. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's stop talking about drinking, man. I can't do it. I just don't like, I don't get any joy out of it anymore like I used to. Because when I was a drinker, I was a cheating ass son of a bitch scumbag. That was the past, though. That was the past. Like I was a scumbag when I was drinking. You think it's staged? I don't think it's staged. They too mad. You think them angry motherfuckers can stage some shit like that, especially Jamel? Them mad motherfuckers always angry. I think that shit real. I ain't gonna lie, I think it's real. But am I gonna egg two brothers on the fight? Hell no. Like that's some like, nah, I ain't one of them motherfuckers. Like, nah, we gonna talk about it because it's news. But they gotta fix that shit, whatever they going through. You fucking twins, for fuck's sakes, mate. You're twins. You know? You're twins. 10 pint minimum. You are a bad man. 10 pints? All that pissing? Yes, that's exactly what it is, Toby. That's exactly what it is. Like them hangovers, bro. I can't. No. Like, no. Do I sleep more? Let me tell you something. Over the last week, I haven't been sleeping like that. I finally caught up on my sleep. Some crazy shit went down last week. I had a court date, 21 hours notice. But no, like I guess right now, 36 has been the best year of my life. You know, started off rough, but like I've thrived in this lockdown, you know? Lockdown, things have been good to me. Only problem is, one thing I want to accomplish like this year is I gotta stop biting my nails. Like my anxiety has went completely down. I'm not, all wired like I used to be. But that's a very, very bad habit. Like you can't be doing that shit. Street shit, man, got me, always on edge. Any good audio books? Let me tell you what audio books I read this summer. Some controversial reading. One, Mafia Prince, Phil Leonetti. Two, both Franklin Scandal books. One by Nick Bryant, the other one by John DeCamp.
Swapping the guys around, so we'll be with you in about 2 minutes.
All right, bro. That's Dan Bernard. He the head of Matchroom Media over in the UK. He used to work for Frank Warren. And also, you want to know some dark ass reading that like I don't like telling people I read? The Book of Law, Aleister Crowley. Like, bro, I've been reading a lot of shit, man. Watching a lot of documentaries and all that. Dark shit out there in the world, man. Dark shit. So I wonder what's taking them so long. I know it's taking them so long, but still, I'm just being a thought. I wonder what I'm going to have for lunch, though. Maybe some sushi. That sounds good. They scared the shit out of me this morning. On the news, they say you might get COVID from the dentist. I've been to the dentist 4 times in like the last 2 months. Less. So I'm getting all new choppers. Not all new. I got 2 back teeth taken out because they tell you like don't over floss because you can get shit down in there and under the gum that the toothbrush can't get to. Well, anyway, I'm getting like some bread. I mean, I already got some pretty good choppers. You know, the ladies love it. But you know, I want to make sure like my shit is like sturdy, so I'm getting some implants. Right now, they tried to silence me last week in court to try to like not put the documentary out, but they're coming. That's why I had to really, really get into my boxing groove, you know, this weekend and make sure I covered those fights. So now I'm back in the groove, you know? I'm back in the groove.
Hey, Greg, Delphine's just coming now, okay? So just stand by.
All right, mate. So we already been live for about an hour now. We're going to be here for eternity probably, right? Yeah, it's just not the same no more. Like sometime I'll be like, "Ooh, yeah, can't wait to have a beer." And then like after like 2, I'm like, I don't know, man. You know, because you start thinking about all those times.
See here, Greg from the Zone, just introduce you quickly, and then
Oh shit!
US journalist that will ask
I'm about to start.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Welcome to come down.
If I don't understand,
Yeah.
We're about to start.
because
Yeah.
English is
Of course. I'll go
with an
and
accent
get the
it's
team now.
difficult for me.
Yeah.
What was she bitching about?
Nee, maar je zegt, er komt een stukje niet vertonen. Nee, je kunt daar een vertonen.
This is live, by the way.
Hello, how are you? I'll give a quick introduction. Are they grabbing a translator or no?
Yeah, we've got someone on standby, Greg, just in case there's any questions.
I can translate that shit.
The accent English is so difficult for me.
Quick introduction here, everyone. This is Delphine Persoon, who's taking on Katie Taylor Saturday night on DAZN from the U.S. Broadcast coverage starts at 2 o'clock. She should hit the ring around 4 p.m. Eastern time on DAZN in the U.S. At stake is a shot at the undisputed lightweight titles held by Katie. They fiercely battled it out June 1st on the undercard of AJ Ruiz from Madison Square Garden in New York City. And, you know, as many of this call probably thought that.
All right, I'll be back. I'm going to go grab a snack.
Either way, so they'll look to settle the score once and for all this Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern on DAZN. And now I'll open up the floor to any questions. If you see the button to raise your hand officially on the call, not actually physically raising your hand, I can toss to you. If not, if you're having an issue, just send me a chat and I can get that going. First, I'll throw to Mark Wellenwalla from Sporting News.
Hey, Delphine. Katie has said that she thinks that the first fight shouldn't have been scored as close, that she should have won more comfortably. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, for me, the first fight, we don't think we lose the first fight because you've heard her that she says she takes all the first round, or she did enough in the beginning of the fight. If you look the first rounds, the first round is for her, but the second and the third round is surely not for her. So she don't take all the first rounds. And in the end, it was me that is above of her. So for us, she did not enough to say I won the fight because in the beginning of in the first rounds I take all the rounds. That's not correct for us.
Okay, Katie has also said that she's promising to dominate you in this rematch. What's your response to that?
We're gonna see Saturday. If she says she's gonna dominate, yeah. I expect another fight from her, not a tactical another fight. I think she don't gonna fight with me. She gonna box on another way. But we're gonna see Saturday. We are with 2 fighters, and only one fighter can win this fight. And I hope the best fighter may win this fight.
My last thing, Delphine, is in the first fight you had a very smothering style, non-stop moving forward that gave Katie some issues at some point. Do you think that you could do this same style without major adjustments, or do you think you have to make adjustments to get a decisive victory?
Everybody had his style of boxing. I can also box afterwards, but if she don't come, you have to. Yeah, there is one that have to take. How do you say it? The initiative to make a nice fight. So if the other one don't come because he want to go turning around left and right, there is one that have to come in front. Also, it's my style of boxing in front, but I can also box. On the other side, I have other fights against Maiva Hamadouche. If you look this fight, I box on the back foot and defensive on a whole other way. But yeah, it's how the other fighter fights that you make your fight.
Thanks very much and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Now I'll toss to Gavin Casey for the next question.
Hi, Delphine. You mentioned before this fight that you were surprised to get the rematch, that you were not expecting to get the rematch at this time or maybe ever. Why was that? Why were you surprised? Did you think that Katie Taylor was a little bit frightened, a little bit scared based on what happened in your original fight?
I don't think she gonna take a second time the risk to fight against me, because she knows it's a dangerous fight against me, and we thought she never gonna take the risk to do this again. She gonna take other appointments where she is sure she can defeat them easier, or with her fight plan, it's better boxers for her. So we don't expect it in the rematch. I think the lucky is the corona for me. So the COVID give me this chance.
Katie has mentioned as well that since last June, when you fought originally, the fight has been hanging over her head. So she's been thinking about it a lot. Has that been the same for you? Do you think about that fight last June a lot, and how you were unfortunate maybe not to get the victory? Does it play on your mind a lot over the last 14 months?
In the beginning, a little bit disappointed that for us, we don't find the judging correct, but yeah, lives go further. I got no time for a lot of thinking. A week after the fight, I go back to my work, and yeah, the lives go on. I got no time to sit at home and think we won the fight not. I got another life also, and you have to go further. We got our own gym with my trainer also. We how do you say it? Got other fighters also that we train, and with friends and everything, a big gym. So if the chance don't happen, it was for me a very disappointment, but we thought there was no rematch, and it was already out of my head, because 6 weeks ago they contact us, then we say, yeah, we take this chance.
And just in relation to your other life that you mentioned, so you're a policewoman, obviously, back home in Belgium. This opportunity came at shorter notice. It was quite sudden. So were you able to get more time off work in order to prepare for this fight again, the same way you did ahead of the last fight?
Vanaf the moment we know this fight, my job, my work, the police say, because of now the COVID, it's also not so busy than otherwise for the police. You can take 6 weeks of vacation, and also take.
I just got back. What's she saying?
Other people with the work, because it was dangerous for the COVID. So we stay at home for training and preparing. So they give me the time. Just say, make us proud, make the police proud, or make your colleagues proud. You give the time and make us proud, they say to me.
Thanks, Delphine.
Great. Now I'll throw to Gail.
Good morning from California, Delphine. You didn't get the judge's decision in your first fight, but many people did think you won the fight. Does that give you a little extra motivation, a little extra confidence going into this rematch?
Before, I think everybody thinks Katie Taylor was not possible to beat. Everybody think she's a a legend. Nobody can get his level, of nobody can make her to have a defeat. So no, we know it's possible to defeat her. For us, the first what was for us a win for us, but we don't get the judges. So it's possible, and this give me confidence. And I think that have the other fighters that box against Katie Taylor also a lot of confidence. Yeah, we know we can beat her, and I think other fighters like Amanda Serrana and other girls knows also she got also weakness, and she also have points to where you can beat her. I don't say we're gonna beat her, but you got a chance, and yeah, everything is perfect on the fight of the night. It is possible to beat her. Eh?
Do you like what you see happening in women's boxing? During the pandemic, a lot of the top women fighters have been stepping forward and put on high-level fights. You mentioned that in a way the pandemic has been good for you. Do you think that this has been good for the women's side of the sport?
Last week there was also Amanda Serrana against McCaskill, was also a very nice fight. Then Terry Harper against Natasha Jones. The women's fights, there are more and more bigger women's fights, and before there was no media for the women's fights, and now there is more and more publicity for the women's fights, and that's good for women's boxing and for women's sports also. Surely in my country, in Belgium, boxing is not so popular. And with this fight, there is with the corona, there is no many sport on television. I think a lot of people are very interested in the boxing fight now, because there is nothing a lot on television. So it's good for women boxing, very good.
Are people starting to know you a little better back at home?
But before they also know me, because I did a lot of fights in Belgium. They don't ask, they only say why you don't fight in another country, but if you don't ask you got no fights in another country. They say to me, you're a fighter that just want to fight in Belgium. No, before I got no opportunities. They don't ask me in other countries. No, it's the second time they ask me in another country. We won't fight in another country, but you have to have the opportunities. And I think there's the problem with a lot of other female girls also. It's difficult to get nice opportunities like this, like that Matchroom give you opportunities. So that's important. You may be a good fighter or a good boxer. If you don't get an opportunity, you cannot.
Do you guys have any questions? Put them in the chat. You got to hurry up though.
That's very good for
and I'll ask them for you.
Boxing. And then build on your question. They know me all because of my job also. If I work on the police and I go on a festival, Delphine, how are you? Good. No training today. So yes, they know me, but they are very respectful against me.
Delphine, we would welcome seeing you in Southern California anytime. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Next, we'll throw to Bart. Before you begin, Bart, I do know that Roland, you have a question, so I'll toss to you. We also have some other offline questions. So Bart, you're up.
Yeah. Delphine, you made some provocative comments about your opponent, about the grabbing and the running, and she didn't like that. How do you see that aspect that you made her maybe more angry, that she really wants, she said like she wants to shut up the doctors, also the critics. So how do you see that aspect?
Oh yeah, it's not for me that it's the truth. The truth can be said, and yeah, she got her style, I got my style of boxing, and it's Saturday on us to prove which one is the best female boxer with the two styles. We got all our different style. It is just, I hope it's gonna be a good woman fight. If every time is grappling and the referee have to get between us and say stop, don't holding, tack, that's not nice for the people to see. We want to give the female boxing left the female boxing to a higher level. and then you have to have two fighters that go for it. And I think Katie Taylor are gonna go for it.
Some
I'm
Dutch
gonna go for
questions
it. Then gonna be a very
are
nice
coming
fight
next.
for female boxing.
Do you expect a little bit of war because of the hostilities, like that it will change the approach, that both will be more motivated to be keen on revenge?
If it is a war, it's good for me. If it is a war, I like it. For me, it's not bad if it is a war. She may give me a war, no problem for me. I like wars.
And
So
last
that's-
question. You
Povetkin is
said
next.
like you have
And
been
last.
in quarantine for a week. You have to be in quarantine for a week in the hotel. You feared a little bit being bored there. How was the week till now? What do you do like to pass the time?
We got how do you say, a lot of things with us. We got some play games on a computer and everything with us, and we can also the first day not, but no, we can sit outside talking a little bit, eating outside with the team, make some laughing with the team, get some Belgian beer with us, not for me but for the other ones of the team. So there is laughing, and yeah, it's maybe a long week, but it passed.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
And now I'll toss to Keith Idek from Boxing Scene.
Hello, Delphine. This fight is literally in the backyard of her promoter. I'm just wondering what your level of concern is if the fight goes to the scorecards again, based on what happened in the first fight.
Very good question.
Yeah, it can be the same maybe. It's on me to hopefully change it and make this not possible. But yeah, that's difficult. It's boxing and you have to fight. You don't have to search a knockout when then there is no nice boxing. We're gonna box and we're gonna see. I don't say I go for a knockout.
They already got the next 4 questions lined up.
A nice fight like the first fight. I hope there is correct judging. We see.
Delphine, can you take us through when you got the phone call, how surprised you were? Because you said you did not think she was going to fight you again. Just kind of take us through and how quickly it came together for this rematch.
When the first email comes, we are both on our job, and he sent me my trainer and manager sent me the mail, and I was on my work and I show it to the colleagues, and they say, not good for us. We don't gonna use you in the vacation because you're gonna stay at home for training. That's not good for us because everybody want to be at home in the vacation. Eh? But yeah, they accept it and say no problem for this chance. It's only 6 weeks preparation. You have to go for it. If it happens tomorrow, you have to get at home and do everything for this chance. So you are 100% ready for this fight. And yeah, from the one of other day, we take this opportunity. We go for it and went directly to the training.
How can you not like this woman?
I always train, so that's the difference. I always have a basic condition. I go sometime with my bicycle to my job. I run at home. I like sports, not only boxing, with a mountain-bike, with cycling, and my basic is always good. Then with 6 weeks preparation, it's possible. If your basic is not good, that's not possible. That's the chance that I had that my basic was good.
Delphine, how much time passed from the time you got the original email about the fight and the deal was done?
What's the question?
How much time went by from the time you got the original email about fighting Katie again and the deal was finalized? It was not a lot of time, right?
The first contact was 6 weeks before, but the week after, 2 weeks after, everything was ready. So 1 month for the fight, the fight was surely signed and everything was okay. How small things have to be spoken with the quarantine, but 1 week before the fight, everything was okay. 1 month before the fight, everything was okay. And
Delphine,
vanaf the moment, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Vanaf the moment we know it, we started with training, direct with boxing training.
And how surprised were you that Amanda Serrano walked away from the fight?
I don't gonna say things because I don't know how the story about Amanda Serrano specific is. I think it's for her. She got a long of time also prepared for this fight, and then the fight don't happen. That's not nice for her. So yeah, I was surprised for her. The fight don't go on, but it was good for me. The fight goes on. But yeah, I think she is very disappointed. For her, it's also a chance, and for the moment, I take the place of her and I get my chance.
I just have one last question for you, Delphine. What do you think was a fair score of your first fight against Katie?
If we looked to the fight and give points, because we did it with the whole team and some other people, we saw a difference from 2 rounds for me.
So
2 points.
96, 94 for you.
Yes, that's we saw.
Thank you very much, Delphine.
Pleasure.
Now I'll toss to Roland.
Let me find out Roland don't know how to unmute. Let me message him. I'm gonna hook him up.
Hey, Roland, are you there?
Hold on.
From the Belgian press?
He just needs to unmute the microphone.
Where you at, Roland? I'm messaging him now, y'all. Be like, yo, Roland, unmute, big dog.
His microphone.
Unmute, big dog. Come on, Roland.
Which one is he? Which user is he?
It's him. This guy right here.
It's iPad.
And he running his mouth.
His microphone is on mute.
He look like John Lithgow. That look like John Lithgow. Oh, my bad. I mean to scream at y'all. Is that John Lithgow? He looked like John Lithgow.
Hey, Roland, you're just going to have to click the unmute button. It should be a prompt right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
So,
oh, there you go.
Delphine, hello. Hello. Delphine, many people forget probably that you defend 10 times the biggest title of WBC in the world. Where do you place Katie Taylor in between these 10 fighters? Can you say you fought bigger opponents than Katie?
Katie is, think, more technical and tactical. She's very good, but I also fight other fighters also that punch, that I found to punch harder also, like Maiva Hamadouche. If Katie fights against Maiva Hamadouche, I think this is gonna be a very nice fight also. She's a very, very strong woman. Also, Fatouma Zarika, I fought after my fight, also was WBC champion of WBC title holder with the featherweights, I think, after a few years later. So there are other fighters, very hard fighters I also have before my, before my nose or before me in the ring. Katie is a very good one, but think of force, I got fighters that before me that are harder than her. But she is more the technical and the tactical that's gonna make it difficult for me. Yeah, and her style of boxing, it's a style. Everybody gets his style, and for her, it's her way of boxing. But there are a lot of other female fighters that also are very good, and that the world for the moment don't know. Yeah, not every good female fighter get his chance like that. I know have my chance.
Maiva Hamadouche is good.
That's different. They don't know some good fighters.
You're talking now about the lightweight division.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Further also, or yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Success.
Thank you, Roland.
All right, now mute your microphone,
Great.
Roland.
I'll throw to BRT News now. They're going to ask a few questions in Dutch.
Oké, dag Delphine. Hoor je me?
Ja.
Oké, ik ga een paar vragen in het Nederlands stellen voor de radio en de televisie. Hè.
Oh, it's lit.
Blessures eigenlijk, want je had een paar kwaaltjes in aanloop, onder meer aan je nek en zo. Hoe voel je je nu?
Ik moet zeggen, ik heb toch even van maart tot toch wel eind mei niet zo super geweest door die longontsteking. En het is maar sinds de laatste 2 maanden dat ik echt wel weer kan beginnen trainen en terug kan naar mijn beste niveau te groeien. Maar momenteel mag ik echt niet klagen. Sta ik wel, dus ik ben onder de controle van mijn nekhernia's en dan ook de longontsteking is volledig genezen. Dus mag niet klagen. Momenteel staan we goed.
Ja. Wat voor een kamp verwacht je eigenlijk? Gelijkaardig met vorig jaar? Of gaat zij op een andere manier vechten?
Ik hoop dat het gelijkaardig is dan vorig jaar. Maar ik denk dat ze op een andere manier gaat boksen. En niet zo, ik moet zeggen, mooi voor de boksport zelf. Ik denk eerder met 1 lange swing wegdraaien. Op het moment dat ik erbij kom, dat ik dichtkom, van de eerste keer vastpakken. Dat meevechten met mij of dat meeboksen met mij, denk ik, ga ze niet meer proberen. Jammer genoeg.
Lopen en vastpakken.
Ja, we zullen zien. Ja, wij verwachten meer op die manier. Niet altijd, maar toch een groot stuk denken we toch dat ze op deze manier gaan boksen.
Ja, het is een echte rivaliteit ook geworden tussen jullie, door hoe het vorig jaar is gelopen, maar nu ook in aanloop. Het is al een flink mentaal steekspel geweest.
Ik lig er niet echt van wakker. Ik denk dat het voor haar belangrijker is dan voor mij. Ik denk dat het voor haar ook belangrijker is dat ze haar bewijst dat ze echt wel de undisputed is en dat ze wel de terechte winnares is. Voor mij is het gewoon een ongelooflijke kans, een ongelooflijke opportuniteit voor te bewijzen dat ik ook dat niveau aan kan. En dat ik ook waard ben voor hier te staan. Dus ik denk dat zij meer te bewijzen heeft dan mij. Natuurlijk, ik wil ook winnen en ik ga er zeker ook voor gaan. Hè. Maar ik denk dat de stress toch bij haar of de druk bij haar toch hoger ligt.
Vergelijk eens met vorig jaar. Hoe is je vorm in vergelijking met toen?
I understand all of this shit.
Maar vorig jaar heb ik toch 1 kilo of 2 bij.
I'm gonna translate for you.
Ja, lichtgewicht. De laatste tijd zit ik wat lichter wel van gewichtsklasse. Maar ja, het gevecht is in lichtgewicht. Dus was het voor mij voornamelijk de laatste 2 maanden eten, heel proteïne eten, voor kracht bij. Dan krachttraining extra doen. Voor effectief wel wat gewicht bij te nemen. En nu ben ik toch 1 kilo of 2, of toch zeker 1,5 kilo zwaarder in spiermassa dan vorige keer.
Dus je kansen zijn...
Let's see who's on the call.
Is haar vorm misschien ook beter? Heb je daar zicht op?
Ja, dat weet je niet. Hè. Dat kan ook natuurlijk. Hè. Wij zeggen altijd 50-50% hoe boksen. Hè. Je kunt 9 ronden voorstaan en de 10e ronde knock-out gaan. Ja, we gaan moeten zien. Hè. Ik hoop dat ik niet is die de 10e ronde knock-out gaat. Dus nee, we gaan ervoor en we zien wel. Voor ons is het een kans en we gaan ze proberen te nemen.
Oké, dankjewel Delphine.
Graag gedaan.
Okay, I'll toss the Bart now.
Yeah, can I also ask a question in Dutch for VTM News? For VTM News, the TV station in Dutch. Yeah.
Yes.
Ja, Delphine, het is een beetje dezelfde vraag. Hè. Je hebt wat uitdagende commentaren gedaan naar Katie Taylor. Je hebt haar eigenlijk boos gemaakt door te zeggen dat ze gaat lopen en vastpakken en zo. Ja, dat je het vuur in haar aangewakkerd hebt. Hoe zie je dat zo? Verwacht je echt dan een hele grote oorlog?
Ik denk dat dat meer de pers is die dat natuurlijk een beetje opklopt, die commentaren. Maar ja, voor mij is het niet in mijn nadeel. Moesten ze inderdaad daar een beetje kwaad gemaakt zijn daardoor, is het in mijn voordeel dat ze misschien mee had willen boksen met mij, in de plaats van dan inderdaad meer haar tactisch spel te spelen. En dat kan alleen maar in mijn voordeel zijn. Op het moment dat ze mee wil boksen met mij, is zeker in mijn voordeel. Dus ik hoop inderdaad dat ze wat pist is, of wat ze dat kwaad is, en dat ze ervoor gaat. Hè. Dan is het goed voor mij. Dan zal er gebokst worden.
Je houdt van een beetje oorlog eigenlijk in de ring, hè?
Ik wel. En zeker als er daardoor beter kan gebokst worden. Dan zal er, als ze haar karakter laat spreken, dan gaat ze meer ervoor gaan. En dat is in mijn voordeel dat ze mee gaat boksen. Dus dat is wel goed voor mij.
En hoe zie je het aspect dat er geen publiek zal zijn, dus geen wild enthousiast publiek? Hoe heeft dat invloed op jouw boksen? Denk je is dat een voordeel of een nadeel? Hoe zie je dat?
Voor mij denk ik dat dat niet veel verschil maakt. Want ja, in New York waren er wel 22 of 25.000 mensen, maar het zat nog geen 25.000 bellen natuurlijk. Dus voor de overheersing was denk ik wel naar haar kant toe. Dus ik denk dat voor haar wel een verschil zal zijn dat ze minder aanmoediging zal krijgen. Dus, of geen aanmoediging. Voor mij had dat niet zoveel verschil gemaakt, maar sowieso in de ring is voor mij de knop op oorlog, like dat we zeggen, op war. En is er voor gegaan. Het voordeel is misschien dat ik mijn eigen hoek wel beter ga horen nu. Want in New York was er zodanig veel lawaai dat ik mijn eigen hoek moeilijk kon horen. De tips die werden geroepen was heel moeilijk te verstaan. Dus het is zeker niet... Voor mij is het geen nadeel.
Ja, dankjewel. Ja.
Graag gedaan.
Okay, and then last question here, I'll throw to Sean McGoldrick.
Hi, Delphine. This is Sean McGoldrick here. How are you doing? I was just wondering if we revert back to a question that was asked there a few minutes ago. You said that when you scored the fight in New York, there were 2 rounds which you scored differently from the judges. Do you remember what the 2 rounds were?
Katie and Persoon. Persoon's finishing up. Povetkin is next.
We had everything. The first was for her. I think the second or third for me. Then I think again went for her. I don't know exactly. I know the 10 for me. I think the 9 for Katie. And then 8 and 7, I think for me. Maybe 6 for... I don't know from the head. But if we score it, this one for her, this one for me. It was for us. Everybody has his own way of thinking of the fight, his own way of think of boxing. Most people, when people see more the offensive style, other people see more the defensive style of boxing. It's how you see the fight. But for us, we think 2 rounds different for me. But yeah. Everybody gets his own way of thinking.
Okay. And just to revert to the Olympics for a second, how disappointed were you about how the Olympic qualifier in London went?
Yeah. For me, it was not a good day there. But yeah, 1 month before, I got a neck injury, so it was difficult to be on time ready. Because of that, the neck injury, I get a lot of in the hospital. Then there I take a pneumonia. And then, we are in London. We don't want to take the chance to qualify. But with the pneumonia, it was not possible because after the first round, I got no breathing for oxygen. After the first round, normally my physique is always good because I always train. I like running, I like cycling, I like to do a lot of sports. But after the first round, it was up for me after the first round. It was my trainer, he said, come on, no, still 2 rounds, you have to do the 2 rounds. I did the 2 rounds, but I just did on my character, but not nice of boxing and it was very close. I lost, but there are also people that say, it was a mixed decision also. But yeah, this day I lost to everyone. It was not healthy to get in the ring. It was not. I also weighed 57 kilo just because I was not fit. I was ill, so I lost weight, and I eat. So yeah. If you're not good, it's difficult, but you want to take your chance, and yeah, it was not good.
And have you thought about if the Olympics goes ahead next year, and if the qualifier, the world qualifier goes ahead in Paris maybe next spring? Have you thought about whether you're going to compete in that, or does it depend on how the result goes on Saturday night?
Well, if I Saturday night can win against Katie Taylor, I beat the Olympic champion. So for me, then it's not an Olympic game, but if you beat the Olympic champion, it's also very nice for me because I got no chance to go to the Olympic because in Belgium there was no female national team, there was no before chance to go like that. Katie Taylor get her chance with my job. It was also not possible to do it. So if you can beat the Olympic champion, it's also something in your heart that you say, I don't get an Olympic medal, but you can beat the Olympic champion. It's gonna give me also a nicer feeling. Before I was also sorry.
Sorry, one final thing from me. You've spoken about the judges and how they might vote on or how they might judge the fight on Saturday night. Do you think realistically the fight is taking place in Eddie Hearn's back garden, who is Katie's promoter? Do you think realistically that you will have to knock Katie out to get the verdict?
Very good question.
If we do it, it's better. It's no discussion, but that's not so easy. To say I'm gonna win with knockouts, it's not easy, and a knockout can go every way. It can go I go knockout or she goes knockout. So yeah, you don't get it. You cannot say this. It's very difficult. You have to box and you to go for it, give everything, and yeah, we hope it's the correct fighter, the best fighter that win this fight for us.
Okay, thank you.
All right, great. And then Terrell with one quick last question, and then we'll let Delphine go. Thank you.
All right. Delphine, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's say, for example, it's 10 years from now. When you fought Katie Taylor in the first fight, you fought on a Saturday night in the summer, primetime television globally, in what's considered, was considered an upset in the main event in a huge women's boxing match. Can you reflect on what that fight meant to you in regards to your career and how it's changed your life? Because as it stands right now, that is the biggest stage for women's boxing in this modern era.
To get this chance, it's very nice for your career of boxing. It's very nice to prove you are this high level, to prove you can show you on this high level, because that's very nice. But change me? No, I'm Delphine Persoon, and I stay Delphine Persoon, a normal peer person like another person, and yeah, with friends and colleagues. If you are a champion or not a champion, you're a normal person. That's don't gonna change me. After this fight, if I win, if I lost, after 3 days I go back to my job and I go back to the gym and have boxing classes on the children and other guys. It don't gonna change me. You are like you are, champion or not a champion. But it's very nice if you can achieve it and if you can bring it on your career. Yeah, that's very nice. For me, it's gonna be the kaars op de tafel, the cherry on the
on the cake.
I don't know how to say
on the
it.
cake.
On the cake, the cherry on the cake.
All right, thank you. Good luck this Saturday.
Can I make a last remark, please? A last remark.
Very quickly.
Very quick. Just in name of the colleagues, Flemish colleagues, I want to thank the organization for this opportunity to be part of the Zoom conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I like Roland.
We appreciate that. And Delphine,
That's the
thank you
homie.
very much for the time. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Succes, Delphine.
Saludos, hè. Doe het goed, hè. Ciao, ciao.
We're going to wait for Povetkin.
Dag, hè.
He's next.
Dag, hè. Salut.
Yeah, so we're going to wait for Povetkin. I wonder what I should have for lunch. They had my man John Lithgow on the call. My man Roland looking like John Lithgow.
We have one more interview with Alexander Povetkin coming up in just a few minutes. We only have one media room over here, so everyone is sort of using this time. So they're actually going to do an on-camera interview for just a couple of minutes, and then Povetkin will join with his interpreter in just a few minutes, if you can stand by.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take off. Thanks for that, Greg. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So what's up? Yeah, Katie was first. You got to rewind back. We've been here since 9:30. We've been here an hour and a half. This card's going to be on Saturday on the Zone. Here, let's go check in on the Zone, see what they're doing over there real quick. Let's see, let's go right here. See if they got any exclusive AK and Barack. Did I tell you guys about the time me and AK Barack almost got into a fight? Actually, not AK Barack. Crazy shit. I got crazy stories for days. In Philly, of none of all places. We cool now, though. Over Fred, of all things. Crazy. People are nuts, man. People are nuts. People are crazy as shit. So you've been waiting for Povetkin to get on the call. This card is going to be, I think it's a 2 p.m. start time on Saturday. Yeah, 2 p.m. start time on Saturday. Here is the card. For those who don't know, Dylan White versus Alexander Povetkin for the interim WBC title and the WBC Diamond title. Katie Taylor, Delphine Persoon for Undisputed. Jack Cullen versus Zach. Now, you may wonder why the undercard look like this. Is because all the money's going to Dylan White and Katie Taylor. That's why it looks like this. And Povetkin commands a lot of money. You know why Povetkin keep getting all these shots? Because he powerful as fuck. Ask about the drug testing for the fight, who's controlling it, when it started, and what form of testing it is. Nigga, you trying to get me? What? Why you trying to get me to put the shit on the spot? Why you trying to get me to ask that? Why can't nobody else ask it, huh? I'll ask that shit, though. Trying to get me? What's wrong with you, man? Yeah, there's a lot of toxic from both sides. Toxic feminism, toxic masculinity. Why can't everybody just be regular and just stay away from the toxic? You know what I want to watch? I want to watch The Toxic Avenger. I think I'm going to find that shit somewhere. Remember that shit? And then didn't the first one come out? Wasn't it like a kid's movie, but they made a cartoon about it? I swear I saw titties and like sex in that movie as a kid. I swear I did. Was I wrong? Well, anyway, we're still waiting for them to come back. We're waiting for Povetkin. Yeah, of course it's VADA testing. Dylan White and motherfucking... You can't let them fight without no testing. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But I wouldn't sleep on Povetkin, no, man. Dylan White, you never know, man. You never know with him. You never know. He'll be losing his fights until all of a sudden he just pulls some shit out of his hat. Got an impressive resume, though. Impressive resume. So what's going to be for lunch? Sushi? I don't really want sushi. Sushi every week. No, you just ask. Shit, man. You're trying to get me hemmed up. Yo, ain't shit. I ain't scared of to ask the tough questions. It's just that I'm sick and tired of people be pissed off at me. I told y'all know the Charlos hate my guts. Broner challenged me to a fight. Keith Thurman just snapped on me because he was hungry. Why y'all always trying to get me in trouble? Vladimir Klitschko, he gave me like this look of death because I was using a selfie stick. This was years ago. I never used a selfie stick after that. Like, no way. I don't got a good reputation, man. They be getting pissed off at me. Don't get me started with Ed Keenan. Get me started with that guy. So the last thing I need is some very powerful Russian hating my guts. That's the last thing I need. I don't want the problems in my life. A Russian with a billionaire backing. I talked to Povetkin, though. I actually met him in person.
Appreciate the patience, everyone. We'll as soon as that interview's wrapped, we'll have Povetkin on with his interpreter. And just a heads up for everyone
Probably
on the call,
Vadim.
if interested, an invite will go out later today for Dillian White Zoom call tomorrow at some point. Time is still up in the air, but we're looking to get it accomplished sometime tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Dylan White.
We'll try to
So
make it easier for you West Coasters. But be on the lookout. If you don't hear from me, just shoot me an email.
damn, man. We're going to be streaming every day. So tomorrow is the Dylan White Zoom call. And they say they don't know what time it is. So they say they're going to be easier on the West Coast. So I'm guessing it's going to start around this time, maybe later. I know Sean Porter has something this week. And I know the top rank call for Alvarez and Smith are sometime this week. So it's going to be busy. I like those track suits. I should edit all this shit up, though. That's what I should do. What the hell? What the hell was that? If I could sit down and interview any fighter, probably Chavez Jr., maybe. Chavez Jr., Adrian Broner, fucking Billy Joe Saunders. We can get to some crazy shit. Like any fighter that I can probably like think that it's going to start off as an interview, but then it turns into some crazy ass night where it's like drugs, hookers, blood, mayhem. You know, one of them type boxers. I'll hang out with all them. You know, like when shit just go completely south and then somehow I'm traumatized for life, but we made it through the night. Somehow some shit like that. You know, hangover type shit. Also, I would like to chill with Bob Arum and smoke weed all day. That would be what's up. Chilling with Bob and smoke weed. Or if Carl Frotz, because Carl Frotz will probably take you to the English countryside or some shit. You know, start telling you all these old ass stories. It'll probably be a very real, like serene type day. You know, or Nathan Cleverly. We ain't seen him in 2 years, 3 years. So no telling what he's up to. No telling what he's up to. You know. Or Ket Rungvisa. I heard he's a crazy ass. Like I'll hang out with him too. No, I don't like that chopping shit up in a 2 minute fucking. No, I'm talking about like, because Persoon made like a lot of good, and Katie Taylor, you know, made a lot of good points. Oh man. Damn, yo, we're gonna be here for eternity. We've been here for like damn near 2 hours, close to already. You know? We're waiting for Povetkin, bro. We're waiting for Povetkin. He's doing a TV interview. That's what the fuck is going on. If I can go to a club with one night with Wilder, Fury, AJ, you know I'm going with fucking Fury. No, but not this Fury. I don't want to go with this Fury. I want to go with coke-fueled, alcohol-fueled, the one that was running around acting a goddamn fool in the Barclays Center. In the Barclays Center. I want to go with that Fury. The one from that night. That's the one I want. Party with his ass. You know what I could never do, though? Let me tell you something. I'm not going to say his name, but we were at this convention. This was when I was in college. We were at this convention. And it was a 3-day convention, conferences all day.
Oh, you know. Hey, just got a quick question for you, because we just did this Zoom conference call, which we're kind of in between the people that are doing it now. But Eddie was talking about a possible rematch between McCaskill and Cecilia. You said, of course, he doesn't know if she's going to fight again.
Secret conversation.
Sure, she does have a rematch. I'm assuming she
Hey,
had a
Keith,
rematch.
you're not on mute.
Yeah, we hear you, Keith.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah.
Ooh, secret convo.
Or anything that it says in there. That's...
Rematch clause talk here.
Okay.
Thought Jake would be running interference right now.
I mean, it's not imperative.
We're listening.
That she has to exercise that she's interested in the ring. Yeah. Mhm. Of course, right. Yep. Okay, great. And then that's the other thing I want. So I did. Tom is technically her advisor, right? That's how I should refer to him. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make
He on the phone with Eddie.
Everything's good, man. Yeah, we're just we just had Taylor and Persoon, and now they're doing Povetkin in a couple of minutes. So I just wanted to check with you. Yeah. The first fight was amazing. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing her on Saturday. So.
Damn, he muted it. Damn. Oh well. All right.
Good, wasn't it?
We missed the good stuff. Anyway. So what was I saying before we started eavesdropping?
Sounded to me like Cecilia was hanging him up on Saturday night. We'll see.
They were talking about Cecilia Brackus.
Well, maybe once she's back home and settled in, she'll have a change of heart. But I have to agree, it sounded like the end of the road.
Right. Yeah. I mean, gosh, so gracious in defeat. You never see that unless someone's prepared to walk away.
See, we just got the scoop.
Which is an odd word to choose. That's what struck me.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about some crazy shit,
God,
wasn't we?
I can have a life.
Oh well.
It's a great take. I always think back to when oddly enough when AJ lost the night that Persoon fought Taylor, of the whole promotion. AJ would always say, you know, when I step in that ring, the belts aren't mine anymore. And everyone kept asking him how important the O was to him, and he said he's like, it's not that important to me. He's like, it's gonna go at some point. He's like, you know, it doesn't mean anything to me, and he seemed so relieved after.
That's real shit. Up their back.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We've got Sasha ready for you guys now. Max is going to be translating, so I'll just get them set up here.
Is that for them?
So Max, which side do you want to
Thanks,
go?
Dan. Yeah, and then everyone, if you could click the raise hand feature, if possible. I can't always see the video. If you have a question, you can text me or chat here too. And we can get going here. So without
Mention
further
names
ado,
what?
Thank you, Alexander, for joining us today.
Oh,
thank
about
you,
a
Max.
friend who did some
Appreciate
coke in the
your help here.
bathroom.
No problem.
We have
I'm not a professional interpreter. Remember that.
All right.
Okay.
So we have some U.S. journalists here to chat with you before
I can't put stuff up my nose. How do y'all do it?
Big title eliminator or fight for the mandatory crack at Tyson's belt. Live on DAZN, 2:00. These two gentlemen should be hitting the ring sometime around 5 p.m. Eastern. We're all very excited. This is the biggest heavyweight fight on the calendar. You know,
Let's go full screen.
there's a lot of fights being talked about, but this is the biggest one. And without further ado, I'll toss to Gail for the first question here.
Thank you very much. Good morning, gentlemen from California. Alexander, you are going to be, I think, 41 in a few weeks. Did you ever expect to still be fighting at this level at 41? Almost 41.
Тебе через несколько недель будет 41 год.
40 мне только будет.
Сейчас поправим. Рассчитывал ли ты, что ты... 41, да. Рассчитывал ли ты, что ты будешь, скажем так...
By the way, Povetkin is a small dude. He like 5'11".
Я даже об этом не думаю. Я очень рад, что у меня получается боксировать на таком уровне. И это очень радует.
Well, I actually didn't think about it, about my age, but at the same time, it's just the numbers. But I'm so happy to be on this level still in my age. So, but it's nothing special for me. It's just the numbers.
Have you altered your training, being a veteran at this point? Do you train differently than you did 20 years ago?
Сейчас как-то отличаются тренировки от того, допустим, как они были 20 лет назад или когда ты начинал профессионалов? То есть, ну, возраст как-то он меняет подход к тренировкам?
Ну, конечно, меняет. Сейчас более ответственно отношусь к этому.
Well, the only reason that the only thing that changed between, let's say, 20 years ago is that I just train more responsible than it was due to my experience, probably.
Сейчас надо пахать, чтобы нормально выглядеть в бою.
Well, you know, for the last years, I have to train more. It's more hard work, you know, to look better in a fight with my opponents who can be younger than me.
And by better, do you mean that there is a different type of effort or more effort to get the judge's attention? For example, a lot of us thought you won the fight against Michael Hunter, but it only ended up being a draw.
Ну, то есть то, что ты более ответственно тренируешься, это означает ли это больше, ну, как бы что-то другое или какие-то, ну, какие-то моменты другие, потому что, ну, видимо, это повлияло, ну, они думают, что вот бой с Майклом Хантером, он как-то выглядел, что какие-то моменты, возможно, были упущены в подготовке.
Может быть, не то, что в подготовке, просто в бою были моменты упущены. Не то, что в подготовке, просто я не ожидал, что он так явно на меня напрыгнет. Были всякие ситуации.
I don't remember. I think I had him losing to Hunter, or did I have it a draw?
Хороший, интересный бокс.
I think I had him losing to Hunter, right?
In reality, there is no you know, any efforts that that changed between his preparation. It just, so if you're talking about Michael Hunter fight, there was some moments, but it doesn't have nothing with the preparation. It just it's a fight moments that, and he just done what Alexander didn't expect from the beginning. That's it. There is nothing have with the preparation. It's always, I can say that it's always the same. You know, for the last 5 years at least.
It's WBC. There is VADA.
Thank you very much and good luck to you.
It's for 2 WBC belts, the diamond and the interim. There's VADA.
Who's next?
Okay, we'll go to Mark Lelinwala next.
Yeah, Alexander, especially given your performance against Hunter, do you think that you're being counted out in this fight, that you know, people aren't taking it as seriously as they should against White?
Can you say again, taking serious who? Dylan White?
No, I'm saying especially given Alexander's great performance against Hunter, do you think people should be taking him more serious? Do you think that people aren't taking him as serious as they should in this fight?
Yeah, I understand. Ну, как бы, думаешь ли ты, что есть, ну, наверное, у людей определенная недооценка по отношению к тебе, но вот Марк считает, что выступление против Хантера у тебя было очень удачно, и тебя нужно воспринимать, ну, как бы более серьезно. Но, возможно, есть элемент недооценки, ну, на фоне Уайта. Что ты можешь по этому поводу сказать?
Недооценки. Я недооцениваю.
Тебя недооценивают.
Мне трудно сказать об этом. Я даже об этом не думаю. Да. Я самое главное, что я дооцениваю и выхожу на бой. Я понимаю, что Дилан Уайт сильный, хороший боксер, так что надо выходить и, как говорится, надо быть внимательным и ответственным.
Well, you know, Sasha don't think that his performance, you know, was very well against Michael Hunter. But anyway, doesn't matter how, you know, people think about his chances against Dylan White. You know, it's a separate thing. You know, Sasha always, you know, make surprise. You know, he always ready and do his job.
He never really had stamina issues,
people
though.
Have to they should expect from him, surprise at least.
Let's see who's on the call.
Against Dylan White.
Sure. And both of you obviously have a wealth of experience, but how has your experience in title fights, particularly, how can they help you against White in this fight?
Думаешь ли ты, что твой опыт титульных боев, большого количества титульных боев, вот этот опыт, он может тебе помочь в бою с Диланом Уайтом? Если да, то как? То есть у тебя, в общем-то, преимущество в этом компоненте, чисто по количеству.
Я на это внимания не обращаю. Конечно, то, что я боксировал с хорошими боксерами, опыт, он всегда пригодится и всегда важен. Но я как-то на это внимания не обращаю. Я что, Дилан Уайт сильный, хороший боксер, с сильным ударом, так что надо ответственно готовиться и пытаться хорошо выступить.
I don't think that the many title fights give me some advantage against Dylan White. It doesn't matter because he's younger, a big guy with a big punch. So it's just a question of a good preparation. Nothing have with how many title fights and how many experience. Yes, it probably give me some advantage, but not too much.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. We could toss to Danny now for the next question.
Hi, guys. This week, we've always known that Dillian Whyte is the mandatory challenger for the WBC Heavyweight Championship.
This is like strict ass drug testing.
Refer to the fight with Sasha as a final eliminator for that title. Does that bring extra motivation for Alexander? And also, what does he think of a potential challenge to Tyson Fury?
The fuck is this, anonymous? Turn the light on, mate.
Придает ли тебе дополнительную мотивацию то, что этот бой, он носит статус, временного чемпиона мира, плюс обязательного претендента, возможность встретиться с Тайсоном?
Trust me, this drug testing is crazy. They're getting their asses tested off.
Бой с Тайсоном Фьюри о своих шансах?
Знаете, конечно, придает. Я считаю, что Дилан Уайт, я говорю, что это отличный боксер. Но, конечно, Тайсон Фьюри – это на данный момент лучший боксер, хороший боксер. Конечно, с ним будет очень интересно побоксировать. А насчет своих шансов, вы знаете, заранее ничего никогда не пытаюсь говорить. Буду стараться победить, да и все.
Of course, the eliminator status of the fight plus interim, title motivates me. But at the same time, fight with the Tyson Fury to the end of my career is also big and great challenge for me. About my chances for this fight, I don't like to predict it. We'll see what will happen to this moment when it happens.
And just a follow-up on that, he nearly fought Deontay Wilder. He has fought Klitschko, Joshua, White now as well. What is it about Sasha does he feel makes him?
They might as well just distort his voice too.
Probably the best heavyweights of his generation, aside from Wilder, which obviously fell through.
He should be like, well, Povetkin.
I don't really understand the question. Can you clarify, please?
Why does he feel he's taken on the best heavyweights of his generation? Is it because of his longevity? Because he's been around so long? Is it because he likes challenges?
Yeah, I got it. Он такой, философский вопрос. То есть ты почти встретился с Уайлдером, встречался с Джошуа, с Кличко. То есть, в принципе, ты, один из лучших в своем поколении супертяжей. Как ты это оцениваешь? То есть, ты себя относишь к таковым, таким образом. Как ты мог бы условно оценить, свою карьеру в этом контексте?
Всегда хотелось бы лучше. Трудно сказать, к кому себя относить. Конечно, мне далеко еще дать таких боксеров.
Hell yeah, what's up with him? That's QAnon. Right? That's that QAnon shit they be on.
Так что я как-то об этом не решаю говорить.
Well, Sasha said that he can't, put him, as you said, the best heavyweights in his generation. Maybe maybe too much for him, but at the same time, it's too far for what Vladimir Klitschko is achieved, or guys like Mike Tyson, George Foreman. If you take like the best heavyweights in the world or in some generation, so he's more like a less как сказать по-английски-то? Okay, so he didn't think that he's so maybe great as you're thinking about, but maybe probably you're right. He at the same time he's a top 10 heavyweight.
You'd be like, do you know what it's like to be lied to? To wake up one day and see that the world is not what you thought.
Now we'll toss to Keith Idek from Boxing Scene.
I'm here to show you the truth.
You ask Alexander if he thinks that Dillian White is underestimating him, being that Dillian White is talking a lot about fighting Fury or Joshua or a lot of other guys.
Поскольку Дилан Уайт очень много говорит о том, что он будет драться с Джошуа или Тайсоном Фьюри.
I didn't say that shit, you did.
Рассуждает о боях. Думаешь ли ты, что он тебя в какой-то мере недооценивает? Ну, заглядывает тебе за спину?
Я об этом вообще не думаю.
Ну, ты как бы не видишь в его, ну, как бы вот такой подтекст в его, или вообще это вообще не важно, что он говорит?
Не важно, что он говорит, я внимания на это не обращаю.
Well, absolutely doesn't matter what Dillian White saying, about his fight after Sasha. That he looking at the back of the Sasha and think about Tyson Fury or I don't know, Anthony Joshua, wherever. It's not really important, and probably Sasha not reading this, not watching interviews, so doesn't care. The ring will show everything.
What does he think of Dillian White overall as a fighter?
Что ты, вообще как Дилан Уайта, помимо того, что он там хороший боец, вот именно чисто, стилистически, как бы ты его мог описать, как какие-то стороны его преимущества такие, вот более подробно, как ты его видишь? Понятно, хороший, но вот что его выделяет?
Мощный боксер, который не сдается с хорошим сильным ударом.
Well, the only I can say that he's a big, powerful guy, which never, going back, always fighting till the end, and with the big punch. That's all I can say about him as a fighter.
Thank you.
Right. Now we can go to Andy for the next question.
Hi, Alexander. Going into this fight, how do you feel? Obviously, as your career progresses, you get older, time passes on. How do you feel going into it, and what do you feel you still have to offer to the sport?
У тебя как бы ты становишься чаще, да, у тебя вот в таком направлении карьера двигается. Считаешь ли ты, что тебе что-то нужно еще, в спорте достигнуть? То есть какие-то, так сказать, высоты, которых ты все еще планируешь или хотел бы достигнуть?
Очень хотел бы стать чемпионом мира.
Well, in my career, just one thing that I want to achieve still, even my age, is to become a world champion. This is this is only aim at the moment.
These past few months, obviously, being in the middle of
Umar,
how have you found it yourself? How have you found training throughout these past 5 or 6 months?
Let me go grab some Echo Falls.
Вот в этот период пандемии, да, карантина, как бы чем ты был занят вот эти месяцы, когда все как бы, там не работало, что из себя представлял твой образ жизни?
You like my Umar Umar watch? Look, my watch. My Umar.
Занимался ребенком, скажем, супруга недавно родила, да.
Да. Well, Sasha has just a son born in April, so he was actually he's training every day.
How you like that, Umar?
Even pandemic or whatever. He has a conditions for that, but he was more focused on his family because in April his son is born, so he was with his family till this moment.
Shut up. That is Umar.
With the fight itself taking place behind closed doors, has Alexander watched any previous
Clearly Umar.
shows at fight camp? Does he know what to expect on the night?
Ну, спрашивают вот эти предыдущие мероприятия, которые были там же. Смотрел ли ты какие-то из них? Но я понимаю, что нет.
Ничего не смотрел.
No, nothing like that. Just because to watch this in Russia, you have to subscribe for a
He got the Umar haircut.
service, which Sasha didn't do. So, you know, actually, well, he has an understanding how it looks like, but he didn't watch, you know, exact fight which been in the previous week.
What does he expect? Sorry. What does he expect from Dillian White on Saturday night?
Что ты ожидаешь в бою от Дилана Уайта, как он будет действовать?
That's fucking Umar.
Понимание какой-то картины.
I'm sick of it. Shut up. That's Umar. And that's the last time I'm going to say it. We're not going back and forth.
Well, I didn't expect nothing special for him. Just think that he will go
Umar.
forward to me,
Umar.
try to damage me as much as possible.
Thank you.
Currently don't have any questions, but if anyone has a question, please jump in now.
They tapped me out.
All right.
I'm tired and I'm hungry.
Well, then, Alexander, we appreciate your time. Max, thank you. Good luck on Saturday night. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys.
Is it
Thank
time
you,
to
everyone,
leave?
for joining today. Be on the lookout for a Dillian White alert for tomorrow. And we'll be in touch soon. Hit me up if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Greg.
All right, let's get up out of here. Let's get up out of there. So, yeah, tomorrow we're going to be here for Dillian White. Also, you got Sean Porter and Sebastian Formellas who are having something. And you got Joe Smith and Alida Alvarez who are having something as well. Today at 2 p.m., I'm not going to do it, though. BKB is having a press conference, bare knuckle boxing, with Paige Van Zandt. That shit's going to be brutal. And yeah, that is IFL Umar. Hey, I'm sick. You know what? I'm not feeding into your nonsense. All right, I'm not feeding into your nonsense. That's IFL Umar, IFL, and he is over at the fight camp right now with a fresh ass glass of Echo Falls. I miss Ty Booth though, but it was only a matter of time before they shut his shit down. That shit was clearly coming. Like, it's only but so far you can go, man. It's only but so far you can go. YouTube is a crazy ass place, you know. But anyway. Let's move this over here. So here's the card. If you want to listen to Katie Taylor, you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the fucking Umar, to the beginning of the video. Eddie Hearn was pretty stern about Amanda Serrano. He broke all that shit down and basically said, like, yo, I feel scammed. Like, you know, he feel like he got scammed. And he kind of did get scammed if you listen to him. So she's fighting Delphine Persoon. I like Delphine Persoon. She's got a very nice, solid attitude. She basically like, listen, if I win or loss, I'm still going to go home and get this motherfucking money. I just, you know what I'm saying? She was saying like how she was at work and like Eddie Hearn team had reached out. She got the email and she talked to her job. They was like, her job was like, damn, you got to take 6 weeks off and shit. She's like, yeah, I got to go on training camp. It's like, all right, well, this shit only come around once. So, you know, go ahead, you know, go train and good luck. And she's saying if she win or loss, she's just going to go home, go back to work and go to the gym and teach kids how to box and all that shit. You know, I like her, man. I like this chick. You know, Dillian White is having his own call tomorrow. We're waiting for the time. So say, for example, the information for this Zoom call came out 9:30 last night, like 9:08 p.m. or some shit. I remember I was asleep because I was looking for, like, you know, some stuff to come in. And it was at 9:30 this morning. We've been here for 2+ hours. Look at the time. We've been here for 2+ hours, yo. 2+ hours. I ain't even had no breakfast. But anyway. So Dylan White's is tomorrow. Povetkin, he just ended. And here's the card. You may look at the card and say, like, well, this card looks trash. It's in Eddie Hearn's garden with no crowd. So all the money is going basically to these two and likely him. Look, no telling how much Dylan White is making. No telling how much he's making. He's making some pretty change. And Katie Taylor is making at least 500 to $1 million. I'm going to try to get those numbers for you. And to get Delphine Persoon over here, she making at least $200K, maybe more. She probably got a Amanda Serrano purse. Dylan White just got there probably a couple hours ago. No, actually a couple hours before this stream started, because they showed all his him, pulling up and all that. So nice solid card overall though. Saturday is busy. Oh, don't forget, motherfucking Sergio Martinez returned Friday night. I don't mean to be cussing, but Sergio Martinez is back. Let me show y'all. Sergio Martinez is back, y'all. 45-year-old Maravilla with his bum knee is back on Friday. Look. Where we at? Look. He back. $10. I'm going buy this so super fast with Sergio Garcia on the undercard and Kinko Martinez. I'm going to buy this so super fucking fast. Look at that slow shit. He ain't even moving. He just stationary. He fight on Friday. Bro. What is he thinking? So, yeah, this is Friday. And then Saturday, Elliot Alvarez versus Joe Smith Jr. Rob Brandt returns. I watched some tape on this guy yesterday. You can tell I'm back because I'm watching trash-ass tape. I'm back watching trash-ass tape. So I watched some tape on this guy. Clay Collard, got to add him to the rotation. I got to watch some Maurice Williams tape tomorrow, too, maybe later on today. Sean Porter versus Sebastian Formella. I've been watching some of his tape for the WBC and IBF Eliminator. And then Sebastian the Tower Inferno Fundora versus Nathaniel Gallimore. I've already seen them fight before, so I don't have to watch no tape. Joey Spencer versus a TBA. He ain't in my rotation yet, so I'm going to watch this fight, but I'm not going to cover it. I'm going to be doing other shit in the background. Of course, and this card, Dylan White versus Alexander Povetkin, Katie Taylor versus Delphine Persoon, Jack Cullen versus Dak Chai, Zach Chile, and Luther Clay versus Chris Congo. Yo, bro, remember when Sergio Martinez fought Miguel Cotto? Now, this gonna fuck your head up. That shit was 6 years ago, over a half decade ago. That shit was 6 years ago, June the 14th of 2014, bro. That was his last fight. That was 6 years ago. Crazy. My life was clean back then. This was before, my baby mom tried to ruin my life. Crazy ass psycho stalker. Heads are gonna roll, man. They are gonna. I'm in shock and disbelief still to this day. Crazy. But anyway. Yeah, I think that Gallimore can upset Fundora. That height and the way, it's something I don't know. He smothered his shit. I covered the Lubin Gallimore fight. I got that video out there. How much time we got left? We got about 5 minutes left to chill. I am kind of glad that Margarito I got fucked up. Because he was like a cheat. Like a block? Bro. Surgery has gotten better since 6 years ago. How you know his legs are healed? How do you know his legs are healed? Where are you getting this from? You got some footage of him doing sprints and shit, doing the NFL and NBA workouts and shit? Nah, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that shit, man. You better get out of here with that mess. But yeah, it's going to be a bit busy week. I'm just happy to be here, you know? I am. I'm legit like happy to be here. I missed boxing. And I miss like this hunger that I have to cover boxing. One thing we got to do is, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong. I got to see, like, my numbers on my streams have been low. My videos are doing good. I had a monster weekend. But like my streams, it's like, what the fuck is going on? But then again, I know I don't do my tags or anything anymore. Like I barely promote my streams, so I got to get better with that. And also, people don't get notifications for my streams, so it's like I got to get better with that too. So that's what it is. The replay value on my streams are high. You know, they catch up. You know, but it's like, where the fuck is everybody at? You want to get your pee man wet easy? What are you talking about, bro? The hell? You want some pervert shit, huh? Who needs money? Oh, Sergio Martinez. Yeah, something ain't right there. Well, you know, maybe it's just the eye of the tiger. He still got that hunger. You know, I mean, it's just like, bro, like, you know, what is he trying to accomplish? Because it's like, ain't nobody gonna rank your ass. So like this, if he really serious about coming back, he got to win this fight, and he got to have at least 4 fights set up for the next year, 3, to show like, yeah, I'm back. But it's like, bro, no, bro, he need to stay home. He need to stay his ass home. Why are you preaching to me about love and shit, man? What are you talking about? You're not a master of the heart. Anyway, so what's up? Before I get up out of here, y'all good? Good. I'm T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com. We'll be back later on today sometime with some more videos, but right now I gotta go get something to eat. Please subscribe. See you guys later.